we will not avoid the most calamitous consequences of climate change and resource depletion unless we can prove to the naysayers over and over and over again that sustainable economics is the only economics that makes sense. The world already has 7 billion people. If we really do go to 9 billion by 2050, it's just nuts to think that our children and grandchildren can have a better world unless we learn to do more with less traditional resources and generate more of the power we need to move around and maneuver our lives from clean sources. I believe this can be done, and so I devote a lot of my life to trying to prove it. My presidential library in Little Rock was the first federal building ever to earn a platinum rating from the U.S. Green Building Council's Leadership in Environmental and Energy Design. I think every federal building should earn at least a gold rating. We worked on the design of the retrofit of the Empire State Building, the oldest big building in the world to get a LEED rating. And they cleared off a whole floor and put 275 people to work full-time for a year to green that building. Johnson Controls guaranteed that they would reduce their greenhouse gas emissions by 38%, which means they'll do better than that. And after about 4 years, it'll all be paid off, after which every tenant's electric bill will go down 40%. And we'll be giving a mini power plant back to the New York utility at much lower cost than building a new power plant would entail. This is the sort of thing that needs to be done all over the world, I think. You saw some of this in the film, but we just helped Mexico City to sign an agreement to close its largest landfill. The most important finding in the fight against climate change last year was that if we decided to go after aggressively the non-carbon greenhouse gases, methane from landfills and agriculture, black carbon principally from burning charcoal in the developing world for food and fuel, the hydrofluorocarbons and the fluorofluorocarbons principally from windowed air conditioning in growing countries like India and China. If we decided to aggressively go after those because they dissipate in the air so much faster than coal, we could lower the rate at which the planet is warming by 50%. And in the Arctic Circle by 2/3, which is really important. The good news is you will soon be able to take a boat across the North Pole in the summertime. The bad news is you will soon be able to take a boat across the North Pole in the summertime. And the ice cap on Greenland is melting. That's 8% of all the world's fresh water. If it flows into the North Atlantic within a short time period, it could block the Gulf Stream and perversely, as the planet continues to heat up, make northern Europe, northern Canada, and perhaps the northeast United States as cold in the wintertime as it was 700 years ago in the mini ice age. Among the most powerful and continuously productive and responsible economies on Earth would therefore be hobbled for 3 or 4 months a year. None of this has to happen, but we have to change our attitude. One of the most encouraging things to me in the last few years has been the extent to which people in the developing countries, the poorest countries on Earth, get this intuitively. You saw a little, I think, in the film about some of the reforestation